Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back in here today with an article from Breitbart. This is dated December 12th, and it's from John Nolte is the writer, and I've expressed before my love of this man's writing. I just think it's got the appropriate amount of snark in it. So his article says, the headline is Lesley Stahl and Van Jones extremely worried about death of corporate media influence. I'm not worried about this at all. I hope it goes away, but let's go ahead and get into this. And if you don't know who Lesley Stahl is, well, there you go. And she's the lady who said to Donald Trump a few years ago that Hunter Biden's laptop had not been verified, when in fact it had been, even at the time of that interview. But, whatever. So it says, President-elect Trump's crushing re-election victory has driven much of the corporate media into despair, including Lesley Stahl and Van Jones. Tee a little bit of a that's where you probably should play Nelson Muntz's little ha there from The Simpsons. Anyway, it says Van Jones is a far-left contributor at CNN. I don't think he's far-left. He's more liberal. It says, which is itself a far-left misinformation outlet that spreads conspiracy theories and promotes political violence. And I would go ahead and recommend clicking on either one of those links, because he always puts those in there when it comes to CNN and that same sentence. So it says, the disgraced Lesley Stahl hails from 60 Minutes, which is from a fake news outlet that, in an effort to rig the 2020 presidential election, lied about Hunter Biden's laptop being Russian disinformation, as I said at the very beginning of the video. The 60 Minutes is a CBS News production, the same CBS that rigged this year's vice presidential debate. So this might be a good place to stop, lay aside our political differences, and, as human being to human being, thank Van Jones and Lesley Stahl for the contributions they have personally made to destroy the influence and credibility of the legacy media. Normal people will never be able to thank them enough for exposing just how dishonorable and dishonest the media are. Yeah, it's like it's one of those things where, like, they're bemoaning the death of legacy media while they themselves are a huge part of the reason why people feel the way they do about legacy media. It's like, well, it's your fault, guys. This is anyway. Here's Van Jones admitting that the mainstream media has become the fringe, and the fringe has become mainstream through alternative media, especially podcasts. And he says, quote, there are people out there getting 14 million streams, Jones admitted, and we're on cable news getting 1 or 2 million. The political class is way off. And even Tim Pool did a video on this and said, like, when Van Jones said that cable news is getting 1 or 2 million, it's not anywhere near even 1 or 2 million. So he's very much over-exaggerating that, but you get the point. It says, and here is the comically pompous Lesley Stahl despairing over the same. And from Eric Abenante, who you should follow, does a lot of media-type reporting. So he's like a media watchdog sort of personality. But it says, Lesley Stahl worried sick that the legacy media is dead. She says, I'm extremely worried about the press. I despair. I worry greatly. We're at the point where if the POTUS, President of the United States, is going to say legacy media is dead, I'm very dark about it. Well, again, you're part of the problem. You're part of the reason the way it is. So you only got to go look in the mirror to figure out where the problem is. And that's what it says right here. So I read the tweet instead of the actual article, but whatever. I read it. So it says, eat it, sweetheart. It says, if the knowledge that Lesley Stahl is despairing and in a dark place does not make you want to stand up and cheer, you must be a feminist. So as you see, throughout the 2024 campaign, the corporate media were Bruce Willis in The Sixth Sense. They didn't know they were dead. Being ignorant of their own death, they played all their usual games assuming it would drag Kamala Harris, Celebrity Obama 2.0, over the finish line. Stahl's own 60 Minutes went so far as to dishonestly edit Kamala's interview to make her sound smart. Van Jones' own CNN raged on and on about Trump's Nazi rally at Madison Square Garden and spread the hoax about Trump calling for Liz Cheney's execution. Then, the too big to rig results came in on election night, and it finally hit them. We're dead. No one believes us anymore. Our influence is gone. We can't rig elections anymore with our lies and hoaxes. Despair, despair, despair. And you think this would make them go like, okay, well, maybe we should start telling the truth about things, but it's not at all. So they're just going to keep going down the same path, and when they lose even more influence and more, they're still going to be like, I don't get it. Says Donald Trump visiting podcast after podcast, doing Joe Rogan, sitting down for a handful of Breitbart news interviews is as big a sea change in politics as when John F. Kennedy embraced television in 1960. Radio was declared dead, TV was king. Well, now the legacy media is dead and alternative media is king. But there is one important difference between 1960 and 2025, and that's this. The 1960 switch was based on technology, the difference in what radio and TV offered. The 2025 switch is based on the legacy media's credibility implosion, in other words. And I love this is one of the things John Nolte does. He lists out all the hoaxes here that have taken place. Okay, so let's just count this. Starting with Springfield, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So that's 38 hoaxes in just not even the last decade, okay? Like, I know if someone lies to me once, you tend to be like, okay, yeah, well, it happens or something like that. They lie to you again, and you're like, okay, maybe that's just kind of who they are. They lie to you again, you're like, okay, well, I can't actually trust anything this person says. Like, you get to 3, and it's kind of like, we're done. This is 38 times that these are provable lies, and people still believe the media, okay? So just don't. So I'm going to go back up to the top here, and because this is going to start here, it says, so the 2025 switch is based on the legacy media's credibility implosion, in other words, so all the hoaxes, and it says, and now the legacy media is dead, a death by credibility suicide, a death by 1,000 self-inflicted cuts. Yeah, and like I said, that this is all completely self-inflicted. They did this to themselves, and now they're looking in the mirror going, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't get it. So he says, I saw it happen in real time this year as the fake media launched one dishonest attack after another against Trump, only to see the lie or hoax or double standard immediately swatted away in alternative media. And I use the word swatted deliberately because it was that easy to debunk and correct the record. Why? Because we have the power now. It says, don't get me wrong, these lying assholes in big media will always be around, but they have castrated themselves, to a point where no one outside their asshole bubbles listens anymore. What a wonderful thing to witness. So yeah, I mean, again, this is all self-inflicted, but I don't think they're ever going to learn their lesson about this. It's just going to be like, I don't get it. I don't understand what's happening here. Oh my God, podcasts or all this. It's just, guys, all you need to do is tell the truth. You want your credibility back? That's all you need to do, and you just won't do it. Anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.